One thing I noticed recently that I really have never experienced before in my life is how close you can actually get to people without even getting to know them really, just from day-to-day activities that you do. Certain people in your life, for some reason, you get attached to, and then when they leave, it kind of just, it gets you sad a little bit. The reason I say this is because of experience recently, and I don't know why I feel this way. It's really weird. Basically, I have a job. I had this job for almost 2 years, I'd say. It's not an insane job, it's just a job at like a little corner shop, you know? But throughout the years, I've noticed that there's people who come and work at this job, and they might work for a small amount of time, but then they go and move on to better things. And the reason I say you get close to people without even knowing them that well is because a lot of people have come to work where I work, and they come and go. They come for a couple months, and then they go, maybe move to a different country, continue studying, maybe they'd come around just for the summer. When I first got my job, for the first couple months, there was this guy who worked there. And this guy ended up moving. He ended up quitting the job and going somewhere else. Now, from the short amount of time that I have talked to this guy, subconsciously, I must have gotten, like, attached to this guy, or I must have gotten close, because when this guy left, I was a little bit sad, and I was really confused as to why I feel that way, because these aren't people that I know my entire life. These are people I know for a couple months, just from a job that I got. The only time we talk is when I go to work. So you'd think to yourself that you wouldn't really get close to these people because work is a place you don't want to be, and so going to work and seeing these people would remind you of it, and you really wouldn't come close to these people. But anyway, this guy ended up leaving, and I felt a little bit sad, and I thought to myself that, hey, that's just something I'm gonna get used to. I'm sure there's gonna be many more people who are going to end up leaving, and that's just something I gotta get used to. But lo and behold, it's been almost 2 years, and I've had people coming and going out of this shop, coming to work here, and not a single time have I not felt sad about someone leaving. It's really weird, and the way I got inspiration for this video was recently there was this one guy who had started working. And this guy was probably the guy I talked to the most when it comes to people at my job. And I talked to this guy about a lot of things. We talked about really personal things. Or not extremely personal things. I didn't go in and give him my full life story. But we were talking about career paths and what I'd want to do after I finish school. And what he'd want to do after he finishes studying. Because this guy's quite young. He's in his early 20s. This guy only started working here at the start of summer. Probably because he was finished college and he's on his summer holidays. And I had talked to this guy for a couple months. Pretty much every single day that he has been there, I have talked to him. And usually when we talk about similar things. He was asking me like, what do you want to do when you leave school? What do you want to do as a career? I told this guy about my YouTube channel before, and I was telling him how this is right now a hobby for me and it's something that I really enjoy doing, but if I could, I would totally turn it into a career. And he said that that sounds really good, and he definitely recommends that I keep going ahead with it because you never know where it could end up. Now, I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out there. I've said this in a previous video, I don't care about the money. Obviously, YouTube becoming a job is a dream for me. It's something that I would like to happen. But as I said in the last video, if it doesn't end up happening, I'm not going to just suddenly quit YouTube. YouTube is a dream job that I would love to happen. But I've also come to terms with the idea that it might not happen, and that's okay. This is just a hobby for me right now. But anyway, back to the original topic. What really hit me is when I was working a couple days ago, and at the end of my job, this guy looks at me when I go to shake his hand and say, see you next week. Instead of him saying, see you next week, he looks at me and he goes, I'm leaving tomorrow. And immediately I'm just thinking to myself, wait, this guy's leaving? Like, he's going? Like, this is it? This is the last time I'm gonna see him? This is the last time I'm gonna talk to this guy? And I felt really happy for him because I was talking to him and he was saying, yeah, I'm going back to France. After that, next summer, he's not coming back here. He's actually going somewhere else to probably get a job. And for some reason, when he said that, something really hit me. And I realized how close you can get to someone in such a short amount of time just by talking to them about completely normal things. Like, it doesn't even have to go that deep. You don't even have to talk about, like, you know, your really close personal life. You get attached to someone so easily just from day-to-day activities. But just from talking to this guy at my job, I realized how close I'd gotten to him. But at the end of the day, I just wish this guy luck, and I told him I really hope he has success with wherever he's going and whatever path he chooses to go down. And then he said the exact same thing to me. He said that he hopes everything pays off and that I have success in whatever I'm going to be doing. And then we said our final goodbyes, and I left the store and started to walk home. And I was thinking to myself, that's the last time I'm going to see that guy. Someone I didn't even get that close to, but for some reason, I didn't want him to leave. It sounds really dumb. I don't know how you guys are gonna take this. Are you gonna think that I'm like pathetic or whatever, or if this is completely normal? But I'd gotten really close to this guy, and a lot of other people who have actually left. And to me, it's just crazy how you can talk to someone so little, but for some reason, when it comes to them leaving, it just really kind of hurts you a little bit. I don't know, this was just something I wanted to talk about, and I want to get your guys' opinions. And do you think this is like, do you think it's normal to feel like this? Or do you think it's just completely weird and I get attached to people too easily? Just a short video talking about some things that are on my mind. I didn't really have a topic, but then I thought about this and I was like, you know what, I should totally talk about this in a video. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate everything you guys give me. Peace.